After our maiden voyage on our Lonna, we are hauled out and on the hard in Periapolis, Uruguay. But let's start at the beginning.
It's a dirty boat. Okay, so we are still stocking up for our big journey to Uruguay and Brazil. This is just a normal grocery run. We keep everything on the computer so we can find it where we store it, and we use these two embarrassing handy things to walk to our supermarket, which is around 2 kilometers from us. So we are planning to leave the dock in hopefully a week time. We are doing a lot of supermarket runs. So just to give you a bit of an idea of the storage, at the moment we have 7 30-liter boxes full with groceries. It's an 8-gallon box. And even then there is some stuff, so this is for the people who try to calculate, 6, and there's a 7th one over there. By the way, this is a feature. Can you open this, Jackie? So you can take this away, and then there is a direct connection with your Galley dam. So this is one part for storage. The second part is here. We are having 4 30-liter 8-gallon boxes with stuff and yeah, some other nice stuff in between. And just to make sure that we have enough airflow, so there is this is the air conditioning for the saloon. That's a speaker for our VHF, but normally we try to keep an airflow for the 2 multiplus units. So they are the big inverters. They provide the 220 to 40 volts or the 110, 120 volts, and some electronics behind here as well. There's a lot of extra ventilation, so if they are working hard, they can get rid of the excess heat. That is a pile of cushions. So I took one crate away, just to show you. These are the 2 hybrid marine control boxes, and there is a Victron unit. It's an auto transformer. Just to give you an idea of the master cabin storage, it's huge. You might have missed the gauges for our tank levels. Everything is on the NME 2000 network. So on our plotters we can see how much fuel we have. We definitely need to top up our fuel tanks. So this is percentage and this is what we have left. So we have around 100 liters of fuel. Same for the water. So what is percentage and what we have left in the tank. So plenty of water at the moment. And we also have the black tanks here, so we need to empty them in the near future. So it's pretty handy, we can see it on all the plotter screens, so especially inside it might be a good one. Okay, so this is the part where Antares says to me, Jerome, do not touch. So I will not touch, but I can film it. This is all the stuff which is behind the secret doors. We made some modifications. So this is a 48 volt to 24 volt converter. So we have 2 big fat units. That is a 48 to 12, and there is a backup one over there for the 12 volt. This is the unit which charged the 24 volt bank. And we had it really nice and automatic fail over. So if one fails, the second one will take it over. But I asked them to change that because finally when you figure out you don't have 24 volts anymore, you're too late, both are gone. So now it is just one wire switch over to the other one. You see that everything is nicely covered, so you can't have accidentally a shock from the current. But they did do a really nice job over there. Hope you enjoyed it. Do not touch. Okay, so after I closed it, so this is just nice screen where you can see all the information. Often we have it on the screen like this. So we are still having shore power, we have some AC loads. So we have 5 bilge alarms on one alarm. To give you a bit of in-depth of what we have at the behind the panel, so easy accessible to the user. I think I already explained the 2 screens here. We have a 12 volt system, so the fuel transfer pump, our hatch lights, and the entertainment system, more Wi-Fi there as well, instrument lights. This is just for here. So the main items are on 24 volts. So we have our cabin lights, the vents, courtesy lights. The courtesy lights are really nice as well, go outwards as well. And the outlets, which is mainly the USB A and C outlets, they are high current outlets. And we have a pump out here. The pump out, so I will be a bit distracted. It means that we have a dry bilge. So like air conditioning and expansion from the water heater are all going into a box here, a shower box they call it, and that is pumped when the water level is at that certain level, and just pump it out, so the bilge is always dry. Okay. So freshwater pump, seawater washdown, which is the anchor. We have both freshwater and seawater close to the anchor to just wash it off. The macerator pump, that is an extra pump to empty the black water from the toilet. Shower, as I mentioned, the showers are below the water line, so we need to pump out the excess shower water. The toilet, and we have the freezer and the fridge. And then of course the bilge pumps. So I have the alarm here. On the switches, so they are not really switch something. So these are fuses, switches. We have engine blowers. So if the engine runs for a long time, we can get rid of the heat. So the heat is not in the cockpit or in the saloon. The hybrid, we can switch it on and off here. This is the Acuva freshwater system, the UV system. We have extra fans on the units for the freezer and the fridge. We need to switch on and off our old 24 volts system and the navigation system. And we have the 240 volt systems like the water maker, air conditioning. So the air conditioning in the salon, which is behind the bench there, that is a 240 volt system. But the air conditioning in the cabins, that is a Mabro 12 volt system. They're really efficient. I would love to have 48 volt, but not available at that time. So we have the stove, we have the oven, and the floodlights, so that's all 240. And then we have 120 volt systems as well, like the outside grill, it's an electric grill, the washer dryer, the convection microwave, our water heater, so starboard and port, and the extra refrigerator in the cockpit. This one is LC protecting the 110 volts. We have also an RCD residual current device for the 240 in the wet areas, an emergency stop for the hybrid, circuit breakers for the 240 volts as well, and yeah, some other protection. There is a bypass to shore power, and we have an emergency shutdown. So if something goes wrong, we can just shut it down. And there's another safety one for Victron here. Hope that helps. So this is the freshwater tank on starboard. On starboard we can see that we have the option to empty the port or the starboard tank, or both. So at the moment we are using both tanks, but we can separate that. This color is that it is not pressured, and then it changes to pressurized water. So this goes to the head, and when it is red, then it is hot water. Easy to figure out if there is a problem. So I showed you before, we have the engine and the hot water cylinder in the two hatches, or under the hatches over there. So this one is the main bilge area. You can see it's nice and dry. We like to have a dry bilge. There are two fuel filters. We can switch to one or to the other one, so don't have to clean it immediately if there's a problem. You just switch over to the other one. The strainers are here. This is the water, the fresh water pump with an extra filter, and it's the starter battery. So let me show you again the engine. I'm a bit lazy, but it is a really nice system here. So you can take the floorboard away, but you can take the whole thing away. You can take this one out, you can take this one out, and then you have one big space. So I took this one already out for you. So it's one easy accessible space. So it's the Yanmar. This one is the blower, so hot air can be taken out from this area. We have around or close to 2 kilowatts of solar power, but when it is not enough, we can with the hybrid still charge our house bank. What we need to do then is disengage the prop. So in here we have a handle. This is another one. This is just, by the way, is the shaft lock. I think I discussed it before, and that is a spare belt. If something is going wrong, then we can, within a couple of minutes, we can change the belt. Anyway, so with this one we can take the prop off from the shaft, and to put it back on, you need to turn it around. So they put a small switch here, and when I put it back, now we have again engaged propellers. So the main information from my Victron energy system can be seen on this screen, but we can also see that on the plotter. So you can mirror the screen, or you can have a different screen as well. I can also provide or see the screen on my mobile phone, but I'm using that at the moment, or at the computer. And all the Bluetooth devices from Victron are shown here. So we have battery protect, the two banks. There is information about the 24 volt bank and the 48 volt bank. So we're both having 100% at the moment. The MPPT, the 4 for the Panasonic, or the 3 for the Solara. There's information about the charger of the 24 volt bank. So that is charged from the 48 volt. We do have trickle charges on the starboard and the port engines, so we can see information. I even have temperature information of the two starter batteries. And then we have all the different batteries themselves. So two 12 volt batteries making the 24 volt bank, and then 8 24 volt batteries making the 48 volt bank. And you can see per battery what is the status, what is the temperature, are they balanced, and you can open it up and then you get a lot of information. No, it's not 6 times 0 as a password, I changed that. But you can see even on a cell level what the information is. So we don't have a traveler, so we have two sheets on the Seldom boom. It's then the mast furling, which is really seen over there. So we do have a fang, pretty decent one.
ensalada y la criolla.
Dame ese, por favor. Dame.
See you guys! Looking beautiful! Hola Memo! Farewell!
I was a sail maker for many years.
Oh really?
In fact, it was my first company when I was 17.
Bowsprit.
Bowsprit. Boompje maken. If je niet schuiven de lust, moet je mee. Okay, so Lonna is on the heart. We had to make the waterline perfect, but the main reason were the props. We have 2 props at the moment on Lonna. We have a folding prop and we have an auto prop on the other side. And main thing is that we try to test what the best prop is for the hybrid. And the conclusion is that the Brunton's auto prop, so that is a self-pitching prop, that we will have 2 of them. This one is a bit over-pitched, so it's a bit too big. So we ordered 2 new props from Brunton's from the United Kingdom. And they will arrive on Monday, and then we can change the props and we will have 2 at the same, 2 props similar on either hull. Today we get the bowsprit repaired. During our night sail we had a bit of bad luck. One of the sheets from the Code Zero came loose, and that was caught by our propeller, which caused that the Code Zero unfurled, and also we couldn't furl it in. So the only option we had was taking the Code Zero down. By doing that there was no tension on the bowsprit anymore, and then we had a really bad wave which caught the bowsprit, and no tension going up means that you can only break it. Luckily somebody flew in from the factory and they are repairing it right now.
Para evitar esto, generate the flange in this side.
So the new one is thicker and bigger?
Bigger and take
thick.
a flange.
Thicker flange, yeah.
And take a flange
Yeah.
para evitar
Yeah.
esto.
Yeah.